You're listening to The Manning Report with your host, James David Manning. The news behind the headlines.
All right, so Hope Hicks is to be questioned today on episodes of potential obstruction by Tribulation Trump. Now, Hope Hicks was a young woman that had been with Trump. I think she worked in the Trump Tower, and then she would transition to the Trump campaign and then went down to the White House where Michael Cohen didn't get a chance to go, along with Omarosa. But she left the Trump organization now after dating that boy down there that beat up two of his wives and kicked a few more in the teeth. And she's gone now, and she's going to testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee. Let me just read what the article says here. After weeks of simmering frustration, House Democrats will take their first shot on Wednesday at questioning a key figure of Robert S. Mueller III's investigation into whether Tribulation Trump obstructed justice, but meaningful testimony may prove elusive. Why is that so? Well, let me read further. Lawmakers on the House Judiciary Committee plan to press Hope Hicks, one of Mr. Trump's closest former aides, on her recollections of episodes documented by Mr. Mueller, the special counsel, in which Mr. Trump tried to assert control of investigations of his campaign's ties to Russian election interference. They will also resurrect an older accusation against Mr. Tribulation Trump, the president's role in an illegal scheme to make hush money payments to a pornographic film actress during the 2016 campaign. Democrats also expect to cover those topics at a public hearing on Thursday before the Judiciary Committee. They have called legal experts from both parties to discuss the implications of the hush payments of Mr. Trump's boast last week to ABC that he'd fake it that he would take it, if Russians again offered his campaign assistance in 2020. But if the burst of activity has the potential to kickstart Democrats' stalled investigation of Mr. Trump, it is also likely to highlight the limitations they face as the White House, key witnesses, and even Mr. Mueller resist cooperation. So there you have it. So Hope Hicks, and there's a whole lot more to the article. That's not all the article, obviously. But Hope Hicks is going to testify. That girl going to spill the beans. That girl going to tell everything she knows about that orange-haired orangutan. I can tell you that right now. She going to tell it. She doesn't want to be seen on camera doing it. And I can understand why. But she going to tell everything she knows about that boy. And everything, and about all of his lies and all of his his Russian interference. Because she sat there, she was the Hicks that sat by the door when all this stuff was going on. When Trump was meeting with Lavrov and Kislyak and firing James Comey and getting McGahn to try to obstruct justice and all that. She saw and she was witness to every last bit of that. And Trump was not watching the mountain build. He was just doing things day by day and thought as he did things excluded, they faded away like a vapor in the wind. But she gonna tell it. She gonna tell it. Now what they gonna do? A lot of people out there saying, well, they ought to impeach Trump. I'm for impeaching him as well. Well, you can't impeach him because if you impeach him, he's gonna be calls him to win the 2020 election because the Senate is definitely not going to vote for him to be guilty. He might be able to impeach him in the House, but when he gets to the Senate, Mitch McConnell and the boys going to protect him. So but I'm for impeaching the boy. Impeach him anyway. I think that in the process of impeaching Trump, you're going to get a lot more information out. You're not going to win over most of his base. There's some of them that are going to leave. He might lose 2 or 3%. And if he loses 2 to 3%, and then you galvanize the people that definitely will want anybody but Trump, they'll even take Biden, my time, Joe Biden, before they take Trump again. I think that he will also not win the election. But, it needs to be for the purposes, I think, of the tribulation. I think that the impeachment process will happen. And if they impeach him, he'll commit suicide. So there won't even be a 2020 election, and America will go into a tailspin. But he really is quite a degenerate. But Hope Hicks gonna talk on that boy. She gonna tell everything she knows about that boy. And she's not saying, listen, I want a private, but not off camera. She's saying that not because she don't want the world to know what she's gonna say, because the transcript gonna be released later. She's just a little camera shy, She might stutter, and she just don't want people looking at her. She don't want to look like Monica Lewinsky. That's what she don't want to look like. But she gonna tell everything she knows. No, she gonna tell it. Why shouldn't she? Why would she will not? She probably despises Trump as well. She would have Trump. Whole pictures go with that boy Rob Porter. Remember that creep? Rob Porter was married twice. He beat up both of his wives, and then gave one of them a black eye, kicked one of them. Rob Porter, that idiot standing right there beside Hope Hicks, he beat his wife, kicked one of them when she was pregnant. Kicked her where the sun don't shine. And this guy right here kicked his wife. He had married twice, beat up both of them, and then he started dating Hope Hicks. He was whooping her butt too. Until they got rid of him, he couldn't pay. And this guy was Tribulation Trump's #1 man. Until they finally got so much pressure to put on the White House because he couldn't get security clearance, they had to get rid of him. Well, Hope Hicks went as well. Now she ain't got nobody. And she's mad as she can be. She gonna tell everything she know. She gonna tell everything she know to Trump. Boy, I tell you, baby, I wish I could be a fly on the wall. Listen to Hope Hicks talk about that. This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.